exciting. This is so exciting.
This is exciting. Okay, let me do my intro. What's good, y'all? It's your girl IndahG in the house, and we're back with another episode of Indah Under The Influence, where shit is completely unfiltered, extremely explicit, and absolutely unhinged. And look who we got in the house today.
How are you, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm beautiful.
Always.
Always.
Never ugly.
Never
ugly. If you think that we are ugly,
bitch,
you're wrong.
Can I say bitch in this podcast?
Oh, bitch, I swear, all the goddamn time.
Okay. Amazing.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited for today's episode. Holy shit. I got a lot of friends hyped up too because they want to know all the tea about South Jakarta. Which is where we're at right now.
Yep. I think this is the like center of South Jakarta. Pondok Indah is pretty much like...
No, it's not. Really?
It's not the center geographically, but like demographically.
I'm horrible with like Jakarta geography. I'm gonna be so honest. No, that's not even like I'm not proud of that shit at all. I'm bad with. I thought Pondok Indah is like way down south though. We're like
it is,
right. So yeah, that means we're not center. I always thought like center of South Jakarta is
Plaza
Senayan. There you go.
Right?
Yeah. Actually,
and you know what I heard? Actually, Plaza Senayan is not even South Jakarta. It's central.
Senayan?
Yeah.
No, it's not. You look at the full address. It's...
Oh, Sensi is south, but Plaza Senayan is central.
Sensi is south, but Plaza Senayan is...
Yes.
They're right across each other, though.
Exactly, that's the border.
Ew, why?
No. No idea.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Urban planning.
Urban planning.
Jakarta's like never heard of her. Who is she? She knew.
She's very new.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so nervous because Peter is not here today. So I'm like, I set up the audio all by myself and I don't know if I did a good job.
You're doing amazing.
Am I really?
I don't know.
I don't... Y'all know from the title, we're talking about Jaksel culture. For those that don't know what Jaksel stands for, I gotta get into the habit of like remembering that not everybody that watches my show is from Jakarta, and so they don't understand the basic like Jakarta info that like of course people like you and I like we do.
Yeah.
Jaksel itu singkatan Jakarta Selatan.
Yep.
Which means South Jakarta. So this is all about South Jakarta culture, which I know a lot of people are like, is that really a thing?
It's a lifestyle.
It is. We're at civil war with like the North, straight up. In my, sometimes it feels like it.
Yeah,
like the competition is fierce.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyways, I thought we definitely should open up with like a brief history of South Jakarta.
Yeah.
So I'm reading from my iPad. Hold on, if I can even read. Brief history of Jakarta Selatan. So South Jakarta is one of the. How do you pronounce this?
Come here, baby. What?
We're oh my god, we're both dumb. We don't know how to. We don't know. Oh my god.
Can we just?
Oh my god, we don't know how to. We don't know how to pronounce this one word.
What word?
Oh my god.
It's this.
Municipalities. Oh my god, no, babe, we're so dumb. Municipalities.
Yeah.
Also, my god, I just saw the wavelength. It was fucking huge when we were laughing. Holy fuck. Okay, we're so loud. We gotta calm down. Peter, where are you? Municipalities of the Indonesian capital, Jakarta, known for its upscale residence areas and shopping malls, and a part of the city's business district with tall office buildings and wide boulevards. So basically, we're old money.
We're old, new, the future.
Old, new, everything. Old money, new money, no money.
No money.
Okay, this one I took from the Jakarta Post. Most people would associate South Jakarta with some of its upscale areas, such as Pondok Indah,
where we are right now.
Represent Gandaria, Setiabudi, Mega Kuningan. I sound so white. Oh my god, wait,
You're
am not this person.
Mentioning Kemang?
Good. Jakarta Post did not mention Kemang.
Okay,
I would mention Kemang. Okay. I would never not mention Kemang.
Okay, as a Kemang kid, I'm very disappointed.
Such as Pondok Indah, Gandaria, Setiabudi, Mega Kuningan, Blok M, the Sudirman Central Business District, and Sudirman. They're different? SCBD
and Sudirman, it's right next to each other.
Okay. But yeah, and then, did you know that most streets in Jakarta are named after famous Indonesian figures?
Yes.
I
You didn't know?
I found out like probably when I came back here from college, like 2 years
shit.
ago. Yeah,
really?
I learned it kind of late. I'm not gonna lie.
But not all. So like the publicly owned are usually named after.
Publicly owned.
Yeah, like owned by the government.
But
if the land and the road was constructed privately, you can name it after yourself. I have a name. I have a street named after me.
That's hot.
That's really hot.
That's hot.
It's in Rempoa somewhere. Look it up.
Yeah, no, my street name is definitely not named after me. But like, yeah, like I found that out like 2 years ago. Like for example, I was gonna be like, for those that don't know, but I'm probably the only one that like learned this super late. Jenderal Sudirman is general, like he was general.
Yeah, he was.
Last name Sudirman.
He fought for our country and independence.
Is that the guy doing? No, right?
That is Mr. Pancoran, right?
Mr. Pancoran.
No, that's. Let's just skip this part. I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, or like Tamrin. I also found out about Tamrin. It was a person's name.
Yeah.
Heng Lekir.
Or something.
Yeah, that road. Maybe Dharma Wangsa. I'm not sure.
I don't think so. Oh. That's a beautiful name.
Right, you know, and like...
Hey, Dharma Wangsa. Oh my god, I would want to be named Dharma Wangsa.
No, I know lots of bitches named Dharma Wangsa, last name.
Oh.
Yeah. So, probably someone's name. Up for discussion.
Okay.
So, what's the difference between... Why are we both struggling with reading?
No, I know this. What's
the difference between kecamatan versus kelurahan?
Okay, so I actually know this one.
Okay.
So because like Indonesia is very big, right?
Yeah.
And the population is like 200 something million.
275 million.
Oh, you know your shit.
I know my shit.
So like they have to like divide their, I don't know, like civil system very granularly. Rewind. They have to like intinya mereka tuh harus ngebuat kayak, oh my god, I don't know how to say this in Indo as well. Okay, let's just answer.
So you're dumb in both languages.
I'm dumb in both languages.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah,
actually, but no, like we can talk about it now.
But I know the difference between kecamatan and kelurahan.
Okay, well because I don't.
Okay, so
I was hoping you would educate me, but clearly that's backfiring.
I will say this. So Indonesia is a country, and we have like 30 something provinces.
Yeah.
And in each province, you have either a kota madya or a kabupaten. It's basically either you're in the city or you're in the
suburbs,
village. Yeah.
Kampung.
Yeah, kampung.
Deso.
And deso. And then under like kota madya and kabupaten, you have kecamatan. And under kecamatan is like kelurahan. So it's just based on like how granular the like 15 kelurahan can make one kecamatan.
It's basically bullet point, sub-bullet point,
sub-bullet point. It's basically sub-bullet points, yeah. Do you know what Pondok Indah is? Is it a kecamatan or kelurahan?
No, so Pondok Indah is the jalan. And no, it's not. No, it's not. Pondok Indah is a neighborhood.
Pondok Pinang is
the kelurahan. Yeah. And then the kecamatan
is
Kebayoran I don't want to hold that way. Yeah. Don't dox me online. So where do you live, Maghira? So where do you live? He's a Kemang boy.
No, I'm actually a Tebet boy.
Where is Tebet?
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry. Is that Jakarta?
It is Jakarta. Oh, okay. It's South Jakarta.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No, I am so sorry. I'm not even trying to be funny or shady. I'm so sorry. I just don't.
You
bad
just
geography.
Don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
Bad geography.
It's fine.
Okay. Were you born and raised in South Jakarta?
Of course, I was born. I think we were born in the same hospital.
RSPI.
RSPI.
That was so loud. I'm so sorry.
If you were not born at RSPI, are you even Jakarta Selatan? You're not Jaksel. You're just living in Jakarta Selatan. But if you were born at RSPI, you are a Jaksel kid.
Love
I'm
that.
sorry.
Love that.
I'm sorry, but that's just the fact.
Yeah, no, clearly the both of us were doing this episode because we got a lot of Jaksel pride.
It's Jaksel pride.
It's a Jaksel pride. No, but you know what I don't pride about the Jaksel reputation?
What?
Have you heard of the term like Bulenesians?
Yeah.
But
it's like mixing English and Indonesian, right?
Yeah, kan. Like the people yang ngomongnya like this, and then you know what I mean? Like no, I can't do it, but it's like it's literally Indonesian. It's half English, half Indonesian, and like that's kind of the people almost call it the native language of like Jakarta Selatan now.
It is. Is it not though?
Huh?
It's quite accurate.
I would say it is. Yeah, no, because we are out of all of the other like north, east, west. I'm so directionally challenged too. On top of not being able to read, I'm also directionally challenged. But like out of all of Jakarta, we're the most westernized, and so we tend to mix the most English. Yeah. But no, I find it interesting. So and there was What is Up Indonesia and this podcast show called Bongkar. They made I don't know if you saw it on your Instagram feed or not, but they made a podcast episode. They were talking about this phenomena of a lot of younger generation, especially those that either predominantly hang out in the South area or like grew up in the South area like you and me. There's this phenomenon now of how they can't speak just Indonesian, and they're not fluent in just Indonesian, and they're not fluent in just English.
That's me. That's me.
To the core.
To the core. I think this phenomenon started in our generation.
Yeah.
And our generation was actually the first like generation yang mulai banyak international schools. Mm-hmm. Like at home, I'm speaking in Indonesian.
Yeah.
That's my. I think in Indonesian and I speak in Indonesian with my parents in my household. But at school, whenever I say one word in Indonesian, I would be fined 10,000 rupiah. I would have to pay for like the class money. So like we were not allowed to speak Indonesian at all back in high school.
The fuck? Which high school did you go to? We can censor.
So like yeah.
Okay.
So I went there and literally like we couldn't speak Indonesian at all. So at first it was like separated, right? Two different things. But as you grew up in an international school with a very Indonesian speaking household, you get mixed up.
Yeah,
it's integrated. Like you think bilingually. I cannot help it, but like to like switch here and there,
which is very interesting. Like in contrast to me, so I and I'm really not sure because we both grew up in the international school system, but I guess some people are just built different. Maybe I'm just programmed different. But like I have the complete opposite problem of like whenever I'm put in situations where I have to speak in Indonesian, but or more so here, let me put it this way. Obviously, like the whole Indonesian thing, like the Bahasa Jaksel, like that's the thing here, right? That's kind of like the language, like you gotta assimilate to that in order to kind of like, at least in my opinion, I may like debate this if you think it's wrong, but like I think you gotta know how to speak the lingo in order to be sort of dianggapin kan, like you to be accepted and like to just talk like the other kids, right? And it's cool. It's the thing here. And I have the opposite problem where I try to do that and then I end up just not being able to process any thoughts because like if I speak in Indonesian, I have to only speak in Indonesian. If I speak in English, I only gotta speak in English. And like if I mix the two, I get confused.
So, and for some people, they cannot like separate the two.
But actually, speaking of Jaksel lingo, is this the part where you like now try to teach me Jaksel lingo?
Oh my god, I'm not really good at it because it's already like
that's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe, but because I live, breathe Jaksel, so like I do not know what specific lingo that I want to teach you. But I guess I have a few.
Okay.
Let me open my notes. Okay, so Jaksel lingo. I think a lot of the lingos are basically just English words.
Yeah.
They're put in a sentence that is full on supposedly harusnya bahasa Indonesia. So the very basic ones are like literally.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, like, but like we say that in English as well. We just mix it.
I'm not even talking about the English one. I'm talking about the Indonesian bahasa gaul. Bahasa gaul for those for those that don't understand Indonesian. Bahasa gaul means slang. Bahasa gaul.
Bahasa gaul.
Bahasa gaul.
You should teach me how to like sound medok as well. I would love that.
I think it's
very cute.
Isn't that like literally the easiest accent to replicate? It's the most generic one because it's Javanese.
Yeah, that's true.
But
like, just. No.
What's your accent?
My accent?
In Indo.
Jaksel.
What does that? Okay, what does that mean?
It's very raspy. Kayak gini ngomongnya. It's like
that's not an accent. That's like a. I don't know. But I get what you mean because, like, you know how you can tell when someone is from the north versus from the south? The accent is different. Mm-hmm. The accent is different. It's not just, like, the words. Because you know how, like, the north, the stereotype is they use I and you. Yeah. Everything else is in Indonesia, but they just use I and you. You kemarin pergi kemana? Oh, yeah, I abis pergi sama mami I shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That's very, very north. But then in, like, Jakarta, Selatan, it's like...
Guelo.
Yeah. So guelo, and then, but also it's like
some of the words are different.
Yeah, like, the words, but like, okay, words aside, I also feel like nadanya tuh beda, like the tone.
You know what they say? The guys sound high all the time
in Jakarta Selatan.
Yeah, kayak, bro besok kita mau kemana?
Really?
It sounds like you're high.
I kinda. I don't know. I have like undeveloped thoughts about this. Let me think. Because like with North, they sound like they're
straightforward.
Mad, ketus.
Mad, yeah.
Ya kan ketus gitu. Like very like what's ketus in English? Like aggressive. Like very. We are so bad at it.
Yeah, I know. Our vocab is like very limited.
Yeah, but actually, yeah, I think that's true. And then, what about the East?
East is very similar to like Bekasi. They say a lot of like...
I don't even know how Bekasi people sound like.
Oh my god. It sounds very... You know Jamet?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. If you're from the East, not everyone is like this.
But it is the stereotype.
Yeah, it is the stereotype.
Jamet, for those that don't understand, Jamet means ghetto.
It's Jawa metal.
Yeah, Jawa metal. Metal Javanese. So, but it implies ghetto. It's very country, redneck. Very country, very redneck. Yeah.
It sounds cool sometimes.
But it's not medok, right?
It's not.
It's like, it's very kasar. It's very aggressive.
Yeah,
it's very in your face. It's very...
It's non-formal.
Yeah, too. And actually, I just found out that East of Jakarta, they have their own set of like bahasa gaul mereka sendiri. Yeah. Like they have their own slang words
that I have no idea of at all.
Yeah.
Back to the slang.
Oh yes.
Oh my god. So we're not talking about the actual like English Indonesian slang. It's like the Indonesian words.
The Indonesian words.
That is like a Jaksel slang, right? Mm-hmm. So like one thing that I think Indonesians really like to do is they make variations of a word. For example, like anjing. You have anjir, anjrit, anjay, anjas, anjong, anjrina or something. Somebody says that.
Anjrina? Yeah, oh my god, that's gonna be me.
Anjrina.
Yes! No, bitch. Me at the club being like, yes, Anjrina!
Anjing is like very... It's been there since this whole time, and they just keep on making new variations.
Actually,
every
true or false? Like the constant utilization of the word anjing in every single sentence is it's a predominantly South Jakarta thing. It's a very khas.
Yeah.
It's a very khas anak Jakarta Selatan.
Yeah. And for us, anjing is not necessarily kasar.
Yeah. No, it's literally like bitch in English.
Yeah. Bitch?
Yeah, it's like, hey, bitch! Kind of like that.
Oh, nyap is also a thing. Like, so like monkey and dog is very Jaksel, you know?
Yeah.
Monyet. But only the nyat. We never say the mo. It's just the nyat.
Yeah. No, what? Oh, I don't know if this is South Jakarta or if this is like Jakarta or just Indonesian in general, but there's also, I feel like, the inclination to mesh words together to make one new word.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my example now. I can't remember. Can you think of any right now? So
like they like to like abbreviate things.
Mager,
malas gerak.
Yeah. Or like what else?
Do you know USDA?
No.
Okay, so USDA is utusan daerah.
What does that mean?
So for people who are not from Jakarta and they came here, and we can kind of see that they're not Jaksel or like not Jakarta, USDA. For example,
that's probably what people think of me.
But you're not even USDA.
Yeah, I'm like born and raised here, but I don't sound like I'm from here.
Yeah. Or like just you know how they act and everything. If it's clearly like they're not from Jakarta, we can call them like Usda. That is one.
Isn't that rude?
It is.
I feel like that's just a more maybe like slang, sort of like modern like way of saying kampungan.
Dude, X-Mod.
What's that?
Eksekutif muda.
Like so a young executive.
But you have to work in SCBD. So like girls and guys who work at SCBD with their Starbucks on, with Tory Burch like flats and like Coach lanyard.
We can talk about the fashion real quick, but yes.
Yeah, and like for the guys like a Tumi briefcase. That's very X-Mod.
Oh.
So we call that. I used to aspire to be an X-Mod. I didn't care how much I was paid, but if I could look the part, I could look like an X-Mod, I would take the job.
X-Mod?
X-Mod.
Mud or mut?
Mud, like muda.
Oh, muda.
Young executive.
Okay. Wait, let's talk about the fashion. Jakarta Selatan fashion. Oh my god, wait, okay, so Maghira, he was like, oh, do you want me to come on set wearing like sporting jaksel with the fashion? And I was like, that is so interesting because I literally don't even know what that means. So can you like let's explain to the children?
Well, I'm not wearing one right now because I just bought this straight on from Pim.
We get it, you have money.
No, because I didn't bring change from like the gym.
I'm fucking around.
I think like let's talk about the difference between North and South.
Yeah.
In terms of like their clothes. It's very different.
Quick plug to the Chindo Jakarta versus Chindo Surabaya episode I did with Elaine, where we talked a little bit about this, especially like for like the north side and like Surabaya. But yes, go on.
Okay, so jaksel, we really like to look like we don't have money, but actually we do. It's like you go like to like a thrift shop. I've never done one. But like you do that, and then you buy like local brands that look kind of like it's just very simple, very like kayak nyaman doang gitu loh. But then you will add just a little bit of like branded stuff, like a Gucci belt, but just on top of it.
So I talked about this with Elaine on the episode I just mentioned just now, how the thing over here, and you and I, so both Maghira and I were on TikTok, and we've talked extensively about this topic of like the propensity to humble brag in South Jakarta. Like that is like the epitome of like being a South Jakarta. No, because like I think what you were trying to say just now too, like it falls into like the topic of humble bragging, like the whole you try to look not as rich as you are. But I feel like I wanted to throw this in there that Kemang looks like they want to be in Bali, but they're not.
Oh, shut up.
He's a Kemang boy, so he's offended. No, but it's true. Like Kemang, like y'all dress like very like island gal, island boy.
I actually have
very,
like
hipster.
At least 25 like floral shirts. So
there you go. See, point proven. Point proven.
Yeah, you're quite accurate.
Point proven. But Kemang is like out of all South Jakarta, Kemang is the only one where I think like that neighborhood it has a very distinct fashion style, and then everyone else, I'm like, what the fuck does Pondok Indah dress like? Just like what I'm dressed like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Just like whatever, very. But I mentioned in the video with Elaine how the thing down here is humble bragging, right? And so you don't wanna be too over the top. You don't want to like deck yourself out in luxury and designer. You don't want to be too over the top, but you want to wear just enough to drive home the point. Like I have money. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's like because here's the thing, like up north for all of the.
So, I'm so sorry for those northern kids. Sometimes you look like a walking billboard. Like, if you want to... Oh, my God. It's like every single piece has a logo. In Jaksel, you just have one piece.
One.
That has
like,
a logo.
The thing down here, I noticed, at least like amongst my friends, I noticed it's usually like this the small things that you know doesn't stand out too much, but you know that people are going to notice. The shoes. The bag.
Maybe back then, like, Cartier bracelet.
Not even really the... You know, I feel like the Cartier bracelet, that's such a chichi... Chichi Utara thing.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So not even like really jewelry. It's like simple little fashion statements. Sometimes it's even like just having the latest iPhone, you know, like just the simple things like that. Just simple things like that. Up north, it's like, again, like, it's overkill.
Overkill.
It's overkill. Like, I'm talking, like, up north, it's like the shirt, Balenciaga. Yeah. The pants are from Gucci. The shoes are fucking
Valentino.
Yeah, like, Dior. And just...
We can clearly see.
The bag is Hermes Birkin that costs more than me. It's like, we get it.
Costs like, more than you.
It's like, bitch, we get it. You have money.
You have money.
So, what about, like, East and West? We always exclude them from the conversation.
You always exclude, like, this Central.
Because, I mean, essentially, like, here in Jakarta, you know what's interesting? I found out in Surabaya, it's not North versus South, it's East versus West.
Mm-hmm.
So, but over here, it's
different in every city.
Yeah, of course. And then over here in Jakarta, it's South versus North. But what about West and East?
I think West, sometimes I feel like I don't know. They're very dekat sama Tangerang Selatan.
No.
BSD and all that shit, right? Like Banten.
This is the way I see West Jakarta, like it just in general. West Jakarta leans more towards north and West Jakarta and the Tangerang area, so like BSD.
Yeah. What I mentioned.
Is Serpong?
Yeah, BSD is Serpong, please. Bumi Serpong Damai.
Okay, yeah, you know what I mean. Like that area, like Tangerang and
Alam
West
Sutra and then Karawaci and all that.
Yes, they lean more like in terms of like lifestyle and interest and like even like how they talk.
Yep.
Yeah, it leans more north. East leans more south.
No.
You disagree?
East leans more towards Bekasi. East leans more towards like Depok and all that shit.
It's a country.
It's
We're so sorry. Anybody from the East watching this, we're so sorry.
But it's different. Jaksel kids and East are so different for me.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't take any of my words on this because I barely know anybody from the East.
Maybe we should just edit it a little bit later.
Oh no, we're definitely editing it. Don't worry. But like, no, don't worry. But like, oh, actually, no, yeah, it's south. Central leans more south.
Central leans more south.
Yeah.
That's true.
Central leans more south, and then East is just its own thing.
East is just its own thing. They're having fun. East.
Oh, they are.
Having
yeah, no.
fun.
I know. It's ratchet out in those streets, though. I've been to the East once, and the one time I went to the East, I nearly got hit by a car. Not even a car, an angkot sih sebenarnya. It's like there for a dick appointment.
Oh.
Oh, the thing that I wanted to tell you about the lingo part. Back to that one. So I've always we can talk about this one because I feel like, and I know that I'm such an anomaly with this one because I think we get the point. I don't talk like the typical Jakarta Selatan kid, right? But what I notice, I don't know if that's a South Jakarta thing or if this is just a Jakarta thing in general, but the language, the bahasa Indonesia is very kasar. It's not gaalus. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, for example, here's the context of this conversation. So like a few days ago, I was talking with my friend Ilham, the same guy that in the Padang video.
Yeah.
And I used the word sungkan. And then, you know what that means, right? Shut the fuck up. You don't know what sungkan means? Sungkan?
Is it like segan? Is it like reluctant?
A little bit.
Yeah. I think I've heard of it. Yeah, gak enak.
Yeah. And I used the word sungkan, and then Ilham's Jaksel, right? Yeah, Ilham is a Jaksel kid, right? Like just like a through Jaksel kid. And then he was like, wow, like such big words. And then he was talking about how nobody uses that.
Nobody uses that. That's why I almost like, I've heard of that word.
And I was like, no way. And I posted it on my story, and like the answers are very, like I get mixed responses from people. A lot of people, they're like, no, I use sungkan all the time. And then a lot of people, other people, they're like, yeah, no, we don't say that down here. And I'm like,
you don't say that down in Jaksel.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a Jakarta Selatan thing or like just a Jakarta thing in general. That bahasa Indonesianya tuh kasar.
Yeah. And even how we say it, we kind of like, you know, in every word, we always like, tidak, not tidak.
Huh?
Like,
I don't get it.
Any sense. Like, for example, give me a word. Give me an Indonesian word. Bahasa. Bahasa. That's Jaksel. Bahasa, not bahasa. So there's like an emphasis on that.
Wait, no, I get. Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. That's what I was saying. Like the tone.
The tone as well.
The tone, and also I mean, I feel like this is common knowledge that like people that are not from Jakarta, they always shit on Jakarta, especially for like our language. Usually like you go to Surabaya or like the more like not Jakarta, they always they tend to not like us because they think we're rude because our language is very it's more it's not necessarily rude, it's just we're more colloquial, we're more casual compared to all of these other people like in Surabaya.
Gak sopan.
Gak sopan, yeah. They call us like rude and everything. Well, not me because but because I'm special. No, I was kidding. But yeah, that's also the other thing. I feel like me personally, I struggle with that because I mean, you've heard me speak in Bahasa Indonesia, right? Or like you're familiar with how I speak in Indo. It's very...
It's not Jaksel.
It's very... I'm used to speaking in formal Indonesian, right? And the context of that before, like, you know, in case I get like DMs or like comments as to why, it's just basically because most of my life growing up, the only person I had to talk in Indonesian with is my mom. My mom speaks like... My mom's a 60-year-old boomer. Of course, she's not going to be speaking...
Jaksel.
Yeah, bahasa Jaksel, kue lo, you know, and like Maghira, all that type of things. And so, I'm just very... That and like on top of that, Bahasa Indonesia class at school. Right? Yeah. So it's like my only exposure with Indonesian language for the longest time. It's only like formal textbook Indonesian. And so that's why come the time that I'm like trying to hang out with kids like you, and, you know, like proper Jaksel kids. And then I acknowledge I sound out of place. So.
Is your mom was not from Jaksel?
No, she's not. She's not from Jakarta.
Because my mom is around your mom's age.
But she's from Jakarta?
She is Jaksel all around. She's like... She went to Alpus, anak Alpus.
What is Alpus?
Alpus Al-Azhar Pusat. So it's like the really cool kids back then. So she's like legit Jaksel, even before I was born. So
damn, so she like...
It's in the blood.
It runs in the family. Blood. Wow. Yeah, no, because my mom is not from Jakarta, so... And I do notice that with like a lot of my friends whose parents are born and raised in Jakarta and the ones that are from out of town, they're so different.
It's different.
They're moms like my mom, like non-Jakartan moms, they're built different.
This one word I think has just been like a trend the past few months. It's meninggoy.
Meninggal?
Meninggoy.
Does that mean meninggal?
Yeah.
To pass away?
But not really pass away, but like when you're really fucked from the night before. So like, how you say it in Jaksel would be like, Jir semalam gue meninggoy mampusnya. So like that's how Jaksel would say it. And I think meninggoy has been like overused in a lot of like Jaksel circles nowadays.
Speak a little louder to the microphone.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, sorry for having audio problems. I'm a one woman office today because Peter is not around. Oh, the thing that I wanted to say, I learned this from going through a bunch of my girlfriend's comment sections on Instagram. Badai.
Badai.
So badai, for those that don't speak Indonesian, badai in Indonesian means wave.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the English word body, like badai.
But badai started first when... Do you know jedai?
No.
So like there is this one jepitan that is used to like
a hair clip.
That was like really famous like 7-8 years ago. And after you take it off, your hair would just be super wavy. And your hair will be super badai. So that's how it started.
Oh, that's so interesting.
That was like when I was in like middle school or high school. It was such a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Badai.
But now if I want to seem cool, I like go on the comment section. Like if you're posting like a body pic and you're serving body, I'm like badai.
Badai.
What about like, okay, if we're talking about lingo, Chindo, no, not Chindo, sorry, I'm thinking about the Chindo episode. Jakarta Utara lingo.
Oh, I have no idea.
A lot of Chinese, I feel. Because for those that don't know, so the majority of Chinese Indonesians reside north. So I feel like their day-to-day lingo, I feel like they use a lot of Chinese words.
They do.
I just don't know them.
Not all, though.
Let's move on to like ciri-ciri khas anak Jaksel. In English, what's ciri-ciri?
Ciri-ciri is like...
Why is this so hard? I'm questioning my English skills.
English and Indo skills. Ciri-ciri is like the...
Like the...
What the hell is ciri-ciri? Can you comment what ciri-ciri is?
Like the typical style. Like the...
No. I gotta Google this shit.
Yeah, this is gonna haunt us in our sleep.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Translate.google.com.
My brain's a little slow today too, you guys. I'm so sorry.
Me too. I need coffee. Features, characteristics.
Yeah, like the dominant features, like the dominant features of Jakarta Selatan.
Mm-hmm.
This ties into humble bragging, like corporate slaving themselves away at their like fancy MNC jobs that they got via mommy or daddy's connections, and then roasting themselves for spending too much of their salary money on a Dior tote bag.
I think that's more North than Jaksel.
No, that's definitely no. North has no shame. They're literally like, yeah, my dad's rich.
My dad's rich. My dad has a company, and I'm working from him.
Yeah,
like for him.
Yeah,
from him.
No, and they're very unabashed about like
Papi I.
Yeah, it's the whole papi I, mommy I mentality. They're very unabashed about like, yeah, my mom got this for me. My dad got this for me. Like, they're unashamed of like, and I'm not saying that every single person from the North is like this. Please disclaimer, like, do not cancel me again. But I'm just saying, like, the culture over there, there's no emphasis on merit and this idea of having to earn what you have.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think down here that's starting to become a thing, especially with the younger generation, right? That's why there tends to be, I notice this so much when hanging out with South Jakarta kids versus North Jakarta kids, the mentality of the separation of my money versus my parents' money.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because down here, like when you talk to kids like you and me, a lot of my friends, like just South Jakarta in general, there is, as like the younger generation, we sort of acknowledge that there's technically a difference between the money that we earn for ourselves versus like our parents.
Money.
Up north, they're like, nope, everything is just the same.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the Jaksel kids nowadays don't really get to like, utilize their parents' network for jobs. Because they really want to work in like the big startups now, like in Tokopedia and then Grab, Gojek, and like Shopee, Traveloka, and they don't have their parents' connection to be able to like put them in there because like it's a startup.
On the topic of humble bragging, also sometimes they don't even want to take their parents' connections, right? Like, no, right? Yeah, no, but like on the one hand, where I'm not really trying to shade them that it's just humble bragging, but I think it's noble. I think it builds good character that that you are adamant about. No, I want the things that I have to be the things that I know I earned for myself, and not because my mom or dad just gave it to me.
Yep.
So I think it's good, but then sometimes you also know that they're just like humble brag. Yeah, humble bragging. Yeah.
Maybe it's not really humble bragging. It's more like not really acknowledging our privilege so that it seems like we earn it ourselves.
What else did I wanted to say about the whole like startup thing? Yeah, I feel like up north north and west, to be honest, like I feel like this is a broad generalization, please understand this, that like usually they take over their parents' business. And then south and central, we're definitely more like, let's start our own thing.
Yep.
That's also definitely a difference.
Or like just work for a huge ass company that can pay you shit tons of money.
Yeah. Don't mumble. I don't think it picked up what you were saying. Do you want to say that again, just in case
I forgot what I wanted to say.
That, or like they just work for some company.
Oh yeah. It's either like they start their own thing, or they just work for a company that can pay them shit tons of money. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what else is a very, very Jakarta Selatan thing, and it's very current to today. Healing pergi ke Bali. Oh my god, that's you.
That's me. I spent 10 out of the past 12 months in Bali. Are you
healed?
No, I got destroyed. Quite the opposite. My body is like, it was a temple, now it is a brothel house. No.
Meninggoy.
Kayak meninggoy. Oh, you're learning.
Oh my god,
meninggoy.
I'm learning. Oh my gosh, you guys. See, I can't do hard things. Anyways. Literally right now, like while we're filming this, guys, I'm telling you, most of my friends are in Bali right now.
I was supposed to be in Bali.
You were supposed to be in Bali. You nearly canceled on me today to be in Bali. I nearly wanted to strangle you.
Yeah, for a 2-day, like a 2-night party at Boiler Room. Whoop, whoop.
Oh my gosh. And that's why I've been kind of slow with the episodes, you guys. Just like really quick note, I'm really sorry. It's because it's not me, it's other people. that's the problem, because they're not even in town. That or like they get sick with COVID. I don't know. But a lot of my friends right now are in Bali, and to the point where people are now calling Bali the new Jakarta Selatan.
Oh yeah, Canggu is the new Jakarta Selatan.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm a Canggu babe. I literally have a WhatsApp
Canggu
group
also has a lot of white people.
Yep, and it's the thing is, it's really mixed.
Very.
Like
it's like the international hub of Bali.
Exactly. So like in a group of friends, it's not just all Jaksel, it's not just all Balinese or like all the like white kids. We mix it all together. The Canggu babes.
Yeah. And also that's applicable here in Jakarta Selatan too, because like me and Elaine, I remember we were talking about racial demographic wise, like the composition of a single friendship group in Jakarta Selatan. We're usually very racially and religiously mixed too.
Yeah, very diverse.
Very diverse, yeah. Especially when you contrast it to the extremity of North Jakarta, very
or like
homogenous.
East Jakarta. It's
really East Jakarta. Yeah, that's true. But like, I don't know. I was about to say something, but then I might get in trouble for it, so I don't think I want to say it.
Okay, don't say it. Let's just cut it. What is? we can cut it later.
Because I think in the East they're segregated that way. They're not as diverse because it's just the lack of diversity there. But whereas in the North, it's not the lack of diversity; it's mentality. It's TLDR, they're racist. A lot of the times they are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
I might include this in.
I don't want to be in this podcast.
Well, you're already here, so. Oh, what else? Oh, the whole like Keeling pergi ke Bali, and then after a while they changed their Instagram profile picture to them surfing.
Yeah, you're talking about my ex yet again.
I'm talking about a lot of my friends. Michelle and Alvin. I don't know. Wait, hold on. I don't know if Alvin did this, but Michelle, if you're watching this, which you probably are, because I'm gonna probably make you anyway. That's you, babe. Yeah. That's you.
I don't know, like why everyone surfs nowadays. Like, and you know, surfing is really expensive.
It's a bougie sport.
It's a bougie sport. Like one time with a coach and like the papan surfing and all that shit. Like just in the morning for 1 or 2 hours can be like 500 something, and you do it every single day. For a week you can spend like what 2-3 million.
So maybe that's why. I mean, I think it fits. Like a lot of South Jakarta kids, they go to Bali and then the thing that they do is surfing because it's a humble bragging sport.
Yeah, it doesn't look expensive.
It does not look
expensive
actually
expensive
at all.
Yeah.
Revelation. Next one. Okay, discussion. Who's more materialistic? North versus South. But you know what? I feel like, here's my take. In terms of like materialism, I feel like we're both honestly just the same. It's just they're more overt, and so the question becomes, is it better to just be overt and honest and upfront about the fact that you're very privileged and you have a lot of money and you can get whatever you want at the swipe of a card, or to keep it low key and essentially humble yourself down, even though technically by doing that, you're sort of not acknowledging your privilege?
You know what? Just do what you want.
Just do what you want.
If you have money, you want to flaunt it, that's great. If you want to keep it to yourself, that's great.
I don't know about it being great, but I mean, you have the right to do that.
You have the right to do that. And I think like it's the mentality of like your peers as well. They grew up knowing their friends are doing this one type of thing, so that they will just follow. I wouldn't dress up in Jakarta fully like Balenciaga, Givenchy, and like just all branded stuff, because like my friends would literally say, "You're doing too much." But then at the same time, if I go to North, probably it's normal. So it's also like the mentality of your peers. Just adapting.
True. Is the culture different depending on your ethnic group?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about this one, because no, you start, Hala.
I feel like in Jaksel, we grew up with more exposure to like differences. Like in like international schools in Jaksel, it's more diverse than international schools, for example, in BSD or North Jakarta. Like mostly in North Jakarta, the international schools, or even just like the private schools, are mostly Chindo, for example. Yeah. But here, like going to my high school or even like my elementary school, that is not an international school. It was actually a Muslim school. We still had bule in our Muslim school, so like it's very diverse. We were exposed to like diversity since a very young age that makes us very open-minded to different cultures. I think that's a good thing about Jaksel.
I also think that, like, yes to all of that. I also think that when I say the culture is different depending on your ethnic group, I feel like like, for example, Chinese Indonesians specifically, like, not just like Indonesians or like Jakartans in general, like, let's boil it down to like the niche, right? Chinese Indonesians from the south versus Chinese Indonesians from the north. A very different culture from like if you are a warga negara asli Indonesia from the south versus if you're that from the north versus the Indian Indonesians, the Bule Indonesians, right?
I don't know any Indo from North, to be quite honest.
Actually, oh my god, I was just gonna say that too. But I hope we don't get in trouble for that one. But I don't know any like warga asli Indonesia that live in the north.
In the north, I have friends in West. I still have friends in West. I still have friends in East. I have friends in Central, but North, I don't know.
No, you know what? Actually, no, the more I think about it, I think North and West, they're very minority concentrated. It's all the Chinese and the Indians.
Yeah. And
actually, when I think about... No, the Koreans are down here.
The Koreans in Karawaci.
Where's Lipo? Kamang?
No, Karawaci.
What? Lipo Karawaci is in Kamang, no? Oh.
Karawaci is in Banten, maybe. It's in Tangerang. Yeah, so like, it's a different... Like, yeah, but anyway. Yeah. I think the culture is a bit different. Even like with my friends from Jaksel, the Indonesians have like very different cultures, but I feel like now, come to think of it, it's not based on geography, but within our own ethnic group, it is based on socio-economic status. And for example, in central Jakarta are mostly like the rich.
Of course.
And like in south, it's a little bit more mixed. You know, in other areas, I'm not gonna say the areas, in the suburbs or whatnot, it's more, let's say, like middle, lower class.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see that the majority of the kind of like social class in that specific geography, it's what also creates the culture in that specific geography.
I'm really trying to think with like, I'm trying to think of an example with Chindo, even though I'm literally the worst person to talk about this because I'm not that in tune with Chindo culture, social culture, to be honest. Really? But no, not really. But I'm trying to think. I think with Chindo. I got one. I've briefly talked about this on Elaine, the episode I did with Elaine. Chindo, Jakarta Selatan. Yeah, South Chindos are usually the most likely to harbor some sort of internalized resentment towards being Chinese Indonesian.
Oh my god.
Iya nggak sih?
Yes.
Because we can really take this analysis.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because as like basically what I'm trying to say is that Chindos from North Jakarta typically they tend to really embrace the fact that they're Chindo, like they got that Chindo pride, you know what I mean? Like they're proud of their Chinese culture, which is a great thing, and I wish
you were more like that.
I wish I was more like that. I wish in the South we were more like that, because the thing in the South, I feel like it ties in with how we're more internationalized, we're more westernized. A lot of is this a fair statement to make? A lot of Chindos in the South, we tend to go to international schools?
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
It's fair, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We tend to go to international schools. And so, you know, at school, we're growing up with like more westernized mentality and like, you know, it's more, I guess, you know, by proxy of maybe like the curriculum or just kind of like the social culture in general, like it leads more towards Americentrism, you know, maybe even like white supremacy sometimes, like to even to that extent. And so much so that we grow up resenting being Chinese. Like we want to distance ourselves away from our Chinese culture as much as possible. Because I've sat down with I'm starting to make more North Jakarta Chindo friends, and the difference is stark. They know so much more about they know more about Chindo culture beyond just the shallow, superficial, like kehidupan hedon, you know what I mean? Like they know, like they actively eat Chindo cuisine, like literally just yesterday. I have a friend, his name's Kevin, and he came over and he wore a shirt that had the word bakpia in it, and I was like, "What's a bakpia?" And then he got so shocked because like, how do you not know what bakpia is? You're Chindo. I've never had bakpia.
I didn't know bakpia was Chindo.
Bakpia is Chinese.
Oh, it's good.
But okay, hold on. You can tell bakpia is Chinese. That even the name is very like
it's very Chinese.
Yeah. Bakmi is Chinese. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. But like, even to that extent, I know the simple everyday mundane things, like my Chindo friends from the north, they tend to eat more Chindo food. Like here in the south, we eat like fucking we have Italian for lunch. We get Korean for dinner. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
It is what it is. Like my friends from west and north, they would go for like bakmi, they would go for like kway teow on a daily basis. We go for like the Senopati food.
Yeah, exactly. And also Senopati foods. Before I forget this, also I feel like in the context of Chinese Indonesians from the south, we tend to, I think, again, broad generalization here, that we tend to identify more as Indonesian than Chinese.
Yeah. That's
right?
kind of true.
If those two are the only option, right? Like, do you lean more towards Indonesian?
Maybe not all. Yeah,
not
again,
all,
broad generalization.
Broad generalization.
Like, I also like think this is really bad. But I have like two friends who are Jaksel Chindo, who really likes to be like a token Chindo in an all Indo group of friends.
Interesting.
So like they're like the diversity higher. You know?
Oh.
That's really bad. I mean, like.
See, I don't know. I've never really thought about that. I guess on that note, I'm sorry if this is like out of topic, but on that note, what I was thinking about is how I've always had this thing. I've mentioned this on the other episode too. I've always had this thing where, because I grew up in the South, and I'm very used to being the minority. Like I grew up, like this isn't a secret information. I grew up in Pandak Indah. Pandak Indah is native Indonesian majority in terms of like race, right? There's very No, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is. I mean, I'm not saying that there are no Chindos. Obviously, I'm here, but like, you know, compared to like the native Indonesian population, right? So I grew up, number one, in the South. Number two, in a neighborhood that is native Indonesian dominant, like Pandak Indah. And I'm so used to being the minority that's now my comfort. That's now comfortable to me. And so this is mostly a joke. I'm not being so serious about this, so take this with a grain of salt. But like, I joke around that if I have to go up north and be amongst so much of my people, I think I might like get a fucking shit attack or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's too close to home. And like, I'm not used to it. I'm used to being not even just the racial minority, the religious minority too.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But then in like, apparently like in the north, in the context of being Chindo, I would be part of the majority. Ethnically, I would definitely be part of the majority. Religiously, I'm trying to think if they're more Christian or if they're more Buddhist. Buddhist kan? I'm Buddhist, so yeah.
Depends on the. Depends.
Yeah.
But one more thing. I think my friends who are from Jaksel, who are Chindo Jaksel, when they go out abroad to study, most of them would hang out with like, you know, everyone. Yeah. You know, they would find their tribe. They like musicals. They would go with like their like musical theater groups who are not all Chinese, Indonesian, or Asian. But some of my friends who I went to like a school, and people who are from BSD and like North and all that shit, when they study abroad, they mostly will just hang out with Chindos.
They're Chinese Indonesians. They're one of those. They're one of those. Throwback to my early TikTok days, I was making the Internet Rich Chindo Study in Abroad series. Like, those are the Chindos I'm talking about. It usually it's their
comfort zone.
It is, yeah. I feel like there is such a strong emphasis on racial and cultural homogeneity when you're from the north, the east. Sorry, not the east. Oh yeah, the east. Well, north and west. That's what I was trying to say. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I want to say. More open to intercultural and interreligious mixing. Yeah. You even see that in like dating. My friend, she was telling me about how she's South Jakarta Chindo, and her boyfriend is South Jakarta native Indonesian. So essentially, it's yellow and brown paired together in a romantic context. Yeah. And you know how down south, and like when we're down here and when we go to the central, nobody bats an eye. Yeah, nobody bats an eye at that. and then she was telling me how she hates it when she, for example, going to Central Park, the mall in West Jakarta, or like they're strolling around up north and people would legit like stare at them.
Yep.
Just over something like that.
Yep.
Let's answer some questions from the audience.
Oh, answers from the audience.
Questions from the audience. Okay,
This
the
is
first one.
scary.
Oh, these questions are in Indonesian. I'll translate them into English for those that are listening to this and they don't understand Indonesian. So the first question. Apa? What the fuck? Oh my god, I can't read. Berkubu-kubu? Apa berkubu-kubu atau rata-rata gampang berbaur sama orang baru atau orang dari luar kota?
Okay. Hold on. Let me dissect that. Apa berkubu-kubu?
Apa berkubu-kubu atau rata-rata gampang berbaur sama orang baru atau dari luar kota?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, can you translate that into English? Actually, I
so
don't
like
understand.
our Jaksel kids like cliquey or not, and whether we can easily like befriend people from outside of Jakarta, basically.
Oh, you want to talk about cliquey? Go up north.
Oh, exactly. But that's the thing. I feel like Jaksel is cliquey. But because we have so many different cliques, like so many different like groups who are so distinctive from one another. You know, if you wanna be like one of the artsy kids, you can go to certain places and have those artsy people that you hang out with. If you're one of like the more like, I don't know, healthy kind of like go for CrossFit kind of groups, you have your tribe in Jaksel. It's like, yes, we are cliquey, but is it hard to find a friend in Jaksel? No, because you can always find your clique. You can always find your tribe.
Yes, actually that's so true.
And we are so open to like having new friends. We are actually very friendly. I think it's a misconception that Jaksel kids are like not friendly and what
really?
Not.
Some people say that?
Some people say that.
That we're unapproachable?
Unapproachable. But we are really keen to making new friends. If you click with us. You know? So like just find the right tribe for you, like find your clique. If you have like the same, you know, kind of like similar tastes, similar whatever you similar taste and like similar interests, it's very easy to make friends in Jakarta.
On that note, and I made this comment on the Cindo Surabaya, Cindo Jakarta episode too, how me and Elaine, we were talking about who's clickier, Cindo Surabaya versus Cindo Jakarta, right? Yeah. But I feel like we can extrapolate it to apply to even Cindo Jakarta, Jaksel and Jakut. So Jakut is Jakarta Utara, which means North Jakarta. So I feel like, so let me just recap to you what I said to Elaine, right? If it's Surabaya and Jakarta, I feel like the threshold to be acknowledged, to be dianggapin by, and this was in the context of Cindos, that's why I'm like this now. It's hard because I'm like converting it to like just Jakarta as a whole, but we're not all Cindo. Essentially what I'm trying to say is I feel like the threshold in Jakarta, in South Jakarta, is a lot higher compared to the threshold up north. What I mean by that is I think up north, they're very, this is gonna sound so mean. I was gonna say simple-minded, but I don't mean it that way. As in, I feel like in the north, cliques are not so... Let me try to think of a way to say this that is a little bit more polite. Fucking hell. No, sorry guys. I'm fresh out of a controversy. Yeah. So I'm really trying to be careful here. But I think what I'm trying to say is the threshold to fit into, to be acknowledged in the South is so much higher because we have slightly more requirements compared to the North. So I'm saying like in the North, this is so... In the context of, let's say, Cindos, okay? Sorry. In the context of Cindos, what do you have to be in order to be part of, like, the standard clique of, like, Cindos up north? You gotta be Cindo. You gotta be at least middle class.
Middle upper.
Middle upper. You gotta be Cindo, middle upper. Maybe, like, religion, but, like, and I'm just gonna keep it real here. Christian, Catholic, and or Buddhist, and they typically don't want to mix with the Muslims. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've noticed. So, like, those are really, you tick those 3 boxes, you're good to go up north. In the south, there's more boxes to tick. For example, number 1, especially down here, you speak some English.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Speak some English, but you also gotta tick. And then over here, I feel like there's not so much emphasis on race and religion because that's more of like northwest type of thing. But over here, it's more so, I think it's everything else outside of that. It's more so like not just the interest, but also social environment or like not social class, but like I feel like down here in the South, people are very, very particular with who do you hang out with.
Yep.
More so than the North.
Yep. That's what I wanted to say.
You get what I'm trying to say, right? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in Jaksel, it's easy to make a friend if you have a mutual friend. You know? Like,
yes.
if you want to get into like this really cool gang and you have 1 or 2 mutual friends, it's easy for you to be acknowledged.
Yes.
But to like join a new group of friends, especially like one of the Jaksel royalties. No, we don't say it like that. But like the really cool kids of Jaksel that I'm not a part of.
Yeah. None of us are.
None of us are.
None of us in this room.
But like they will see who do you know on this table for you to be able to sit.
That's why oh my god, I literally baru kepikir. The up north, they're more straightforward in asking you, so what does your dad do? What does your mom do? Where do you live? Where do you go to school? They're very upfront with that, which actually, to be honest, I prefer because you know what the thing is down south here, they're like, they talk about that shit behind your back. So they're not gonna be upfront like to your face and ask you, so what does your mom do? What does your dad do? You know, where do you live? They ask that to other people. Dia anaknya siapa sih?
Yep.
Bapaknya punya apa sih?
Yep.
Which means, what did I say? Dia.
It's more straightforward and
hold on, what did I say? I'm like, whose child are they?
Yeah.
Whose child are they? Where do they live? Yeah. That. So,
like, I learned a few things about my parents from my friend.
Really?
Because like my friend's parents are friends with my mom and my dad, and we're not that open about like you know, work and all that stuff and the background and everything. Like I know from them. Like one time, like this friend of mine came to me and she was just saying, hey, you know, I know your mom and your aunt. They were like the pretty girls in their high school. My dad actually used to really like them. I thought my mom wasn't that pretty. She's very pretty. She's very pretty. But like I didn't know that she was that pretty back then. So I was like oh, really? I didn't know that about her.
Like she was the hot it girl back then.
She was the hot it girl, turns out. So like there are a lot of things that I learned about my parents from my friends.
Yeah.
So I guess we don't really talk about it. As much.
To me, it's I'm more used to it now, but it used to really throw me off when people would find out what my mom does for a living, even though I know damn well I never told them that. So I know that means you got that information from other people. So I'm like, what the fuck were you doing talking about me and my mom behind my back?
Yep.
In that context too. So
him.
Yeah, right? So yeah. You and Pushing just gossiping about me and my mom.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But it is definitely such a common thing here. And I feel like that's where, and then if you're used to that, if you're used to the, if that's your style of finding out how other people, like finding out information about people's backgrounds, and then you go interacting with all of these people from the north, from the west who are so much more straightforward, and then you kind of take that as like, kok nggak sopan gitu.
Langsung.
Yeah.
I think that's really common when we were in high school, middle school.
No, even now, for me.
Really?
Wait, what are you referring to?
Like at work, you know, we don't do that shit anymore.
Well, see, because you work corporate, I don't.
That's right.
So yeah. Gimana cara temenan sama anak Jaksel? Apa bakal dianggap sokap kalau ajak kenalan duluan?
So SKSD or not kalau misalnya ngajak kenalan.
Yeah, no, okay. Wait, hold on. See, sokap, SKSD, aren't those Jaksel lingos?
Sokap tuh siapa?
Sokap is
siapa?
Huh?
Sokap is like siapa?
No, sokap. My team told me sok akrab. Sokap.
Is it?
Maghira.
Oh my god.
My ass.
I thought sokap is siapa. Okay, someone. Okay, I think this is a debate. I feel like sokap is siapa. It's not so akrab.
No,
but
apa bakal dianggap sokap?
Kayak sokap lo, kayak like siapa lo. I think that's what I.
Akrab bukannya.
Okay, let's take so akrab for now. Okay.
Right?
Okay, so like
that's what
SKSD.
my team told me.
SKSD is sok kenal sok dekat.
Yes, so hold on. Translation. Sok kenal sok dekat means
like you don't even know me. Why are you talking to me?
Yeah. It's like you think that you're so close to that person.
Yeah.
That you're really close with that person and that you guys have a really close relationship when in reality you don't.
Yeah.
It's all in your head.
Yeah.
Sok kenal, sok dekat. Yeah.
It's just Jaxalingo.
It is Jaxalingo. Yeah. Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, okay, on that note, I feel like no, it's easy to make friends in Jakarta.
Oh yeah, sorry. The question is how do you befriend Jakarta Selatan kids?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be regarded as someone who is a sokap, a sok kenal,
so akrab, SKSD or not?
Yeah. If you ask to kenalan dulu, to meet them first. Introduce yourself first.
I think it's back to my remark earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a mutual friend,
mm-hmm.
there's no issue of like trying to get to know a person.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't,
but isn't that in general?
It is in general. So like,
even up north, it's like that.
It's everywhere actually. Like if you have a mutual friend,
mm-hmm.
it's fine if you want to get to know me. But if you don't, the bad thing about Jaksel Kid is like they will scan you up and down. Like,
really? I feel that more with the north.
Depends on the group though.
Depends on the group. I feel that more with like especially like northern chindos. Oh my fucking god.
They don't have a reason to scan me.
Well, no, to be honest, I feel like Jakarta's like we scan each other up and down because here's the thing. Here's the common thread, like amongst like all parts of Jakarta. It don't matter if you're from the south, you're from the north, east, west. Like Jakarta is very obsessed with social class. Very, very obsessed with. I know you got a lot to say about this one because I watch your TikTok videos, girl. You want to elaborate on that, Miss Girl?
Next question.
No, but it's weird.
I think one of the worst things about people from Jakarta is like we are obsessed with social class, as you said, and even like in marketing in brands they use sultan or like all that shit as a marketing lingo. Because we are so obsessed of how we are placed in the social hierarchy. You kind of like diminish other factors. Kalau misalnya you pass the social class test,
Elaborate what you mean by that.
Like you wouldn't even care if you're dating someone that's like fucking ugly, But if he's like anaknya siapa, nobody will say shit.
Down here, you feel like that's more of a prominent thing down here?
Oh no,
or just Jakarta in general, right?
Yeah,
because I was gonna say like when I think of that, I think of north.
Yep.
Yeah. But TLDR, we're definitely, I mean, I think it comes with being the capital city. Where
it is. It's capital city syndrome.
Yeah, it really is. And then what else? Well, South and Central, I feel like are the easiest places to get to know like a new person, like a complete stranger, no mutuals.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I don't know about East, but at least in comparison to North, yeah.
North and West. They're very community focused. Oh, actually, I feel like this might be an interesting conversation of like individualism versus what's the not communism. Individualism versus
communal.
No.
Communalism.
Oh my god, I'm more well spoken than today. I'm so tired today. Collectivistic.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah, individualism. The topic of individualism versus collectivism in general, I would say, because South and Central we embrace more individualistic values.
Yeah.
And West and North are very much still very collectivistic. Yeah. So that's why you kind of need that mutual connection or like something that holds you in common, whether it's race or religion or
school. or
squat. Yeah. Okay, next. Spot nongkrong anak Jaksel biasanya di mana?
Okay, so where I'm going today, basically.
So, the question is, what are all the hangout spots for the typical Jakarta Selatan kid?
So, like, of course, like Pondok Indah,
really?
Gandar, PIM. Yeah, PIM, like the malls. Probably like just the malls, but like the pinnacle of like Jaksel weekend would be Senopati.
On God.
On freaking God.
On God.
Senopati is okay. If we have to like narrow it down, okay, not everyone in Jakarta Selatan is a Jaksel kid, but everyone who hangs out at Senopati is a Jaksel kid.
Wait, that's so interesting. Yeah. Wait, why? Elaborate on that.
So yeah, because like I feel like it's just gathered in one place. You know, all of the
that's
cool
our
spots.
Mecca.
It's our Mecca. It's like Mekahnya Jakarta Selatan tuh di Senopati. Maybe we can go a little bit to SCBD, just a little bit to Senayan, but Senopati is just the central of the universe.
Yeah.
That's like the literally the center like hangout spot.
But if we're really gonna be intersectional about this, but you know, like not everyone, of course, like the stereotype, the generalization of Jakarta Selatan is that we're old money and like we're richer, but then like not everybody in South Jakarta is rich, you know what I mean? So it's also like the hanging out in Senopati, SCBD, Sudirman, even Kuningan. Kuningan is still south, no?
Kuningan is still south.
Yeah, but you know, like all of these like places, like it also speaks to the level of wealth that you come from.
That's why I told you, not everyone in Jakarta Selatan is a Jaksel kid, but everyone who hangs out at these spots are Jaksel kids, because Jaksel is not a place. Jaksel is a lifestyle. You gotta put that in.
This is definitely going on TikTok.
And it's also the way you say Jaksel. Jaksel. Can you say it?
Jaksel.
Yeah, you got it.
You basically sound like a bimbo white girl.
Oh yeah, because it's like JUXSELL. It's not
Jaksel.
Jaksel.
Bukan Jaksel.
Bukan Jaksel. It's Jaksel.
I feel like that's just an accent thing.
Yeah.
No. I will say, like, on the Jakarta Selatan accent, I feel like, oh my God, I just remembered. Here's also one other thing I've noticed about, I don't know, again, I'm sorry, I don't know if this is Jakarta Selatan only or if this is just Jakarta in general. Very fast. Like, the speed.
How we talk?
Yeah.
That's just you.
No, not even me. Okay, what I mean by that is, I feel like, I think about this a lot because a lot of people they like to gush over how I'm very medok kan kalau ngomong bahasa Indo kan. But I feel like I'm really not that medok. It's more so ya emang medok emang. I acknowledge that, but it's more so kecepatannya orang Jakarta kalau ngomong itu sangat cepet kan. Jadi kalau if you talk fast, you don't have time to enunciate.
That's why we sound kind of like mumbling.
Here, let me try and imitate. Jadi biasanya kalau anak Jakarta Selatan itu it's
very Jaksel.
Right? So because you guys talk a little bit faster compared to other areas, that's why like it's very like just it's not that enunciated. Yeah. Like with biasanya like the Javanese speaking places, for example, like Surabaya, right? I feel like it's a lot slower,
clearer.
And like because they enunciate, you know,
the words. So exactly. Exactamente.
Yeah. And then what else?
Another
spot nongkrong anak Jakarta Selatan.
Tadi udah Senopati.
Udah ya? Okay. Budget nongkrong anak Jaksel sehari itu berapa?
Okay, depends. Okay, let's just talk about Jaksel kids.
Okay.
Not Jakarta Selatan kids, but like people who go to Senopati and all that shit.
Okay.
So usually you go to like a mall. Sensi, PIM and whatnot. You would spend 200,000, 300,000 just for like coffee or like nongkrong. just a little bit. Nongkrong, coffee without like belanja like I did earlier. It was on discount. But like
shop sale.
But like
shop sale on daddy's money.
No, I have my own money.
Oh, okay.
But like that's the first thing that you would do.
Yeah.
And then you would have dinner with your friends in Senopati. Like either Sushi Hero or like go to like I don't know
Oh my god.
Pancha.
I was literally, oh my fucking
Pancha.
god. I was just about to say pancha.
I love pancha.
Oh my god, no, everybody loves pancha.
Yeah.
You'll find me there.
Yeah, you'll find us there.
Say hi.
And a dinner at pancha?
400,
500 per person?
Yeah, kali. Oh my god. With drinks? No fucking way.
Not with drinks.
Oh, okay, yeah, then yes.
500. With drinks, maybe like 800, 700 per person. So that's already like $1 million. Without the drinks, without like going out to a bar and like or a club yet.
Yeah.
And then you
would, and then you go to the bar.
And then you'd go to a bar to a club. You would open just like, oh no, you would usually we just have like cocktails in like a bar, AA or like TCC cocktail club, and then all these bars. Usually 2 to 3 drinks. So that's around like 800 or like 700 depending on the drink that you get. So that's almost like 2 million already.
Yeah.
But when we go to a club, that's where it's really expensive. Because if there's no like rich guy in the group that will pay for everyone's drinks, we would have to pay for like a bottle, right?
I also feel like the concept of going Dutch is more acceptable down south versus north.
Yep.
You try talking to a cimet kayak gitu.
Suruh bayar.
Suruh go Dutch. Suruh split bill.
No.
They'll look at you like you just slapped their mom. Ya kan?
It's common here.
Yeah, no, it is very common here. And the other thing that I want to say, would you agree with the opinion that Jaksel bars, Jakut clubs?
Yeah.
You'd agree?
Yeah. Because like if we want to go to like a club, then we would go somewhere near to like Central sebenarnya. Because like where is a club in Jaksel?
No, as in like Jaksel kids, South Jakarta kids like
prefer
bars
more
than clubs, and then North Jakarta prefers clubs more than bars.
Yep. Yeah. That's kind of true.
Someone said that to me the other day.
Not all. Some of us really like to dance, but we still dance in a bar. We don't dance in like a full on club, you know.
Yeah. And also just when we're talking about budget, you gotta also know. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, please. Jakarta, Selatan, South Jakarta, we're a lot more expensive than the North.
Sebenarnya ya. Because like the hangout spots are more expensive. They're more bougie, but like the hangout spots here are so fucking expensive.
We're way overpriced down here.
We can spend 4 million a day.
Oh,
during a weekend. Yeah, 4 million a day. Not both Saturday and Sunday. Just one day.
Per person?
Per person.
God damn, really? I don't. Wow.
If you open a if you like open a bottle with your friends and
we don't do that because me and most of my friends we broke.
Oh. Okay, so without that maybe 2 million.
Yeah.
2 million per day.
Per day. That's actually. I'm trying to think. Would you be comfortable spilling how much you normally spend, like on average, on like a typical night out?
Typical night out?
In like Senopati, Sudirman,
Am I paying for my friends or not?
You pay for your friends?
Sometimes.
God damn. Okay, you got traktir money, bitch.
I got traktir money.
I don't got.
I feel like it, but like
I don't got traktir money. Holy shit.
Okay, so if on a night out.
Gak traktir deh per individu.
Per individu ya. Okay, what do we open first? Like depending on the group, the like circle of friends. Some people don't even want to touch Jameson, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because like they want Glenfiddich or like. And like for the tequila, they at least it's a Herradura. Sometimes it's an Azul, you know. Azul costs like 10 million per bottle.
Yeah, no.
It's
remember
crazy.
when we went to Chow?
God. Expensive. Things are expensive.
Ridiculous. No, that's like the kind of expensive that should be illegal. Also, speaking about alcohol, you know the alcohol that you'll never see in South Jakarta, North Jakarta, but you'll definitely find it east. You know what I'm gonna say?
What?
Amer.
No, there are Amer in Jakarta Selatan.
Actually, yeah.
They actually sell it in this one place in Senopati. So like they mix the Amer with beer and all that shit. There is, but like it's just less prominent for you to like drink Amer at like an establishment in Jaksel or Jakarta Utara.
Actually, I feel like we could talk about this. How with Jaksel kids, there's like the bougie Jaksel kids because like this again falls falls back again to social class. There are the bougie Jaksel kids where like they go to Senopati, they spend like 2 mil a night, and then like, you know, they're drinking out like bougie alcohol, like imported alcohol. And then there's like the group, there's like the side of Jakarta Selatan that's a little bit more, I guess you could say humble. Yeah. Humble. It's the Amer. It's hanging out at the bar. It's listening to rock music instead of EDM.
Oh, Duck Down. Duck Down is rock music, but it's still bougie alcohol.
So
it could be a mix of both. But I have been actually in that group of friends who are more humble. I have friends who are in that group because I went to UI. I went to like a school not even in Jakarta, it's in Depok. You know, so I was friends with them and I got exposed to like Amer and all that shit. I got asam lambung afterwards, but like still, I got exposed to it and I enjoyed it for a while until I feel like maybe if I can afford something that is more comfortable for me, I would do it. And if I have the friends to do it with, I would do it. But like if they're having fun with Amer and all that shit, and I can also have fun with them doing that, why not? It's fun.
Basically, to boil all this down, Jakarta Selatan, yes, Senopati is in there, but so is Blok M.
Yeah. So is Blok
M.
So is Melawai. So is it's.
Oh yeah, Blok M and Melawai. I mean, no disrespect to anybody, but that's hood.
Oh, especially like near Dai Tokyo and all that shit. They're like the soju bars and all that shit. It's really good, but like hood.
Yes, very. Okay. Next question. Or did I wanted to say something else just now? But no, that's it. Okay. Okay. Apa anak Jaksel mesti rajin dugem supaya dicap gaul?
Okay.
So to translate that into English, do South Jakarta kids gotta be diligent about going out, partying,
social media.
to be considered cool?
The thing is, 50% of the time that I go out partying, I don't even post on my social media. So like if I do want to look cool, I would do it every single time. And I don't do it. We want to do it because we want to have fun.
Why do I feel like that's a Jaksel thing too? Because you know how like North Jakarta, they're very diligent about posting on social media. They want to know. They want to let everybody know this is exactly what I'm doing right now. This is who I'm with. I mean, because I guess like we're South Jakarta's more low key. I guess that's just the culture.
Yeah, I think that's the culture. And I guess we go out on weekdays as well. So like, you don't want to post like on social media that you're going on a weekday and you have work and you actually your boss is following you. So that's also why.
I mean, that's a different
story. But yeah, I guess we don't do it. But initially, when I was in middle school, I was like grade 8 or grade 9.
Yeah.
I went to a club. I remember ini klubnya di atas FX namanya Prive dulu. When I wanted to go there, it was like I had a whole week of preparation. You know, I went to Zara, I went to H&M, I went to every single store to find the right outfit for me to go out and to actually look the part when it was my first time going to a club, clubbing. Because I feel like it's a cool thing. For the first like 1 to 2 months that I went out clubbing, it was. But like now, we don't do it to look cool at all. It's just, maybe it is how it started, but like, no.
I'm having a hard time with this question just because like there's a difference between the sentiment to this is different when you're a Jaksel kid that went to an international school versus if you didn't go to an international school.
That's true.
And also this is coming from the girl who went to JIS.
Oh, okay.
Right. JIS parties. Yeah.
We are one of those.
Yeah, we're one of those. But apa anak Jaksel mesti rajin dugem supaya dicap gaul? In my opinion, yes, to be honest.
Sometimes it's so hard to say this, but some of us, yeah. But for the others, we just don't care. We just want to get booked.
Yeah.
Cuman mau meninggoy.
Kita
party cuma buat meninggoy.
Actually, no. Speaking of, talking about that, I feel like in general, yeah, a lot of like in the South, like you go out, you want to drink, it's because you want to black out.
Yeah.
Because you want to black out. You want to forget about this economy.
In this economy, we're not doing this shit.
But up north, I think they're a little bit more, maybe the word is sophisticated. Not to say that we're unsophisticated down here. Well, we kind of
I don't know. We are very ratchet sometimes.
Yeah, that is true. We're very ratchet. But like up north, they're a lot more sophisticated with the drinking. Like they drink with the intention of like, to like come together, gossip, social network.
Oh, this is a very nice scotch, you know?
Scotch.
We drink what? Yeah, we still drink the bougie alcohol, but like we chug it, you know?
Yes.
Yeah,
no, and also in general, okay, I feel like this goes without saying already. Like everybody pretty much knows this. South Jakarta, we're a lot more liberal.
Yeah.
Right? More liberal, more progressive. North, especially.
It's a bit more Christian.
Yeah.
So I guess in Jaksel, we also like, get drunk to be like, dibungkus pulang.
What does that mean?
Dibungkus. You don't know what dibungkus is?
Like takeaway.
Yeah. What if you're taken away by a guy? You're a takeaway. You are dibungkus. So like when you go home with a guy or like you go home with a girl, I don't judge. You are dibungkus basically.
Oh.
It's a hookup from a bar or club, and that's very prominent in Jaksel.
Yeah, me. Yeah. Okay, next question. Apa tanggapan
is like opinion, right?
Ya, tanggapan lo tentang stereotipe orang-orang yang beranggapan kalau anak Jaksel itu hedon. So what is your opinion about the stereotype that South Jakarta people are bougie and very just over the top with our spending?
Look to the north.
Yeah, that's who y'all should be looking at.
You know what I feel like? North Jakartan kids are more like bougie. We are more like banji, but like we're cool. We're cool. Like we're the cool kids. We're like hip.
We're
cool
banji.
Kids.
We're banji, but like a little bit more high class banji.
High class banji. Well, North Jakarta just like strictly bougie. You know? So kalau hedon sih ya hedon lihat ke anak Jakarta Utara. Tapi banyak juga sebenarnya di Jakarta Selatan yang hedon. Banyak, but like it's a bit low key. In comparison to other cities, they might see it like that. And especially like in social media, I guess like what they see of Jakartans in general is just Jaksel. So like, even the North Jakartans from like a third person point of view outside of Jakarta might still see them as a Jaksel kid, you know? Because they mix their language and whatnot. Jadi kelihatannya tuh hedon tuh satu Jakarta. It's not just Jaksel.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Apa kultur anak Jaksel yang menurut lo patut ditiru dan kenapa? What does that mean? I don't understand.
Like Jaksel culture that should be adopted by other culture, you know.
100% the open-mindedness, the diversity.
Yeah, because we're very much. It was very early for us to be exposed to differences, to like diversity. So we became super open-minded, and we're not just open-minded as in liberal. We are also open-minded about people who have different opinions, who are more conservative. We can try to understand where they're coming from. You know, like that's the one thing that I feel like they should. You know, people should really adopt. But at the same time, it's not their fault that they are not as open-minded to us because they didn't have the access to diversity.
Yeah. No, so, open-mindedness is a privilege.
It's a flex.
It's a luxury not afforded by everybody, that's for sure. I think the other thing too, I don't know about this one. This is an undeveloped thought. It's still very fresh on the grill, but I maybe consider adopting the part of like being more low-key about your wealth.
Yeah. That's a Jaksel culture.
Low-key in the sense of like don't go shoving it in people's faces because you know damn well a lot of places, not just like I'm not just talking about North Jakarta, like look at like Surabaya and like all of these other like upper middle class people from not Jakarta, you know, that's a very like typical behavior.
Bener sih.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's just I mean, no offense, that's very kampungan sih. Apa kultur anak Jaksel yang gak lo suka dan kenapa? What's a South Jakartan culture that you don't like and why?
I feel like we're perfect. I'm joking, no. But like, I think sometimes the humble bragging part is a problem. Other than that, it's like we kind of feel a little bit more superior sometimes, and that's a bad mindset.
It's fake humility. Essentially, what you're saying.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean, no, not to be like mean or whatever, but I mean, I'm not saying everybody. From some people, it's fake humility.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally agree.
I don't like the whole talking behind my back about like trying to figure out what my mom does and like trying to gauge my socioeconomic standing behind my back. Yeah. I'm of the opinion that you just shouldn't do that at all, because why the fuck does it matter if I'm poor or if I'm rich? Yeah. But if you're gonna do it, at least do it to my face.
Yeah. The whole like pride about being Jaksel thing, mostly it's just a joke. Like, we really appreciate other people's culture. Like, when you think,
other Jakartans' culture?
No, other Indonesian culture. Like, basically, like, when someone, contohnya, ke Jakarta, terus they have an accent. Yeah. We wouldn't look them in, like,
look them up and down and be like, which ghetto-ass village did you come from?
No, we actually like, that's really interesting, you know?
Yeah. Very endearing.
Very endearing.
Like a lot of people from Jakarta, especially because, like, me with the whole Medok thing, like, they find accented people like me very endearing. Like, they think it's, like, lucu.
Kayak, not lucu in a bad way. It's gemes gitu loh. Yeah. It's very cute. And it's like, I think, like, Jaksel is, like, pretty much like America. We don't have a culture. Like, the culture is based on modernization.
Our culture is based on modernization and also appropriation. Shit ton of appropriation. You're right. We're basically a miniature appropriated version of America down here.
Yep. We don't have the difference is we have Betawi culture, but that is not Jakarta culture. Betawi culture is still very thick, you know, with the ondel-ondel, with the gigi balang, with all that. Do you know all that shit? Kerak telur. Do you know ondel-ondel?
I know ondel-ondel. Okay. I don't know the other thing you said.
The other things that I said. It's very much Betawi culture, and it's still here. Masih ada. Kayak kalau mau ke Setu Babakan, itu masih ada, you know, the culture of like Betawi. But Jakarta in itself, it has already made its own kind of like culture. It's like in the US, masih ada Native American culture, but also like the US culture,
the modernized American
culture, which are separate. Yeah. So like what we're talking about here is not the Betawi culture. It's more about Jakarta, Jaksel. You know,
I mean, actually, man, I'm gonna sound really fucking dumb and uneducated, but what is Betawi?
Oh my god!
Like, I know there's orang Betawi, bahasa Betawi.
It's the natives of Jakarta. Before, like, because like most people in Jakarta are not Jakartans. They were not ethnic, like their ethnicity is not Jakartan. It's like usually dari Jawa, pindah ke sini dari Padang, balik ke sini.
Yeah, right? Actually, the more we talk about this, we really are kind of like America in a sense, because like most people from Jakarta are not from Jakarta.
Yeah, and the ones that are actually Jakartans are Betawi. So that's like the ethnic group of Jakarta is Betawi, and they have their own culture. And it's actually very rich.
What's a makanan Betawi, Kas?
Kerak telur.
I know that one.
You know that one.
I've tried it on JU, yeah.
Soto Betawi.
Oh yeah,
it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, soto Betawi, yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot ketoprak. I don't think ketoprak is Jakartan, but like bir pletok and all that shit.
I just tried bir pletok like 2 weeks ago.
No, it's a different bir pletok that we get in like a bar. It's usually like an actual bir pletok.
No, like the apa tuh bahasa Indonesianya? Jamu.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
No, yeah, I've tried. Yeah. I just tried it for the first time 2 weeks ago. I like it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's sophisticated. Okay. Last question.
Menurut
lo, seberapa Jaksel diri lo?
100%.
I would say I can't gauge for me because I'm not the typical Jaksel kid.
You're not the typical Jaksel kid.
I'm not saying that to be a pick me girl, by the way. It's just because of how I grew up. Please understand.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, I'm Jaksel with the whole like I mostly speak English.
Yeah. And where you hang out, probably.
Yeah.
You live in Pondok Indah. That's very Jaksel.
Very.
I would give you an 87.5.
I went to an international school.
You went to an international school. That's very Jaksel. 82.5.
82.5. Wow, specific. 82.5, you guys. I'm 82.5% Jaksel.
Yeah.
What about you?
Just 100. 100. Come on, we were born at RSP. That's very Jaksel already.
Oh, yeah.
That's very Jaksel. That's like 50% of like the point contribution already. But like, not only did I go to an international school, I actually went to like sekolah swasta di Jakarta, which is Alizar, and a lot of like Jaksel kids are like anak Alizar. And I went to university still here di UI, so it's very Jaksel. So in terms of education background, it's very Jaksel. Yeah. My parents were Jaksel through and through. Born and raised Jakarta Selatan since my parents. So like I think that's very Jaksel. But again, Jaksel is not a place; it is a lifestyle.
And that's on period. That is it for today's episode, you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and fucking subscribe, you cunts. Anyways, next Thursday's prompt. Normally I would announce it here, but scheduling conflict, so I'm so sorry. But just follow us on Instagram at Indah Under The Influence. We post the next Thursday's prompt of the week on our Instagram story every Monday or Wednesday, 11 a.m. Indonesian time. And that is it. That is all. Goodbye.